Temperature is a measure of how hot something is, such as the car engines you can see in these special pictures. The hottest areas show up in white, these people's faces, and the coldest areas are black, such as this cold drink. What about this drink? Your idea of what is really cold, like these ice cubes, might not be the same as someone else's. So it's important that everyone knows exactly what you mean. Scientists needed to be precise, so they agreed to use the temperature at which water turns to ice as 0 degrees Celsius. To be exact about describing a high temperature, scientists decided to use the point at which water boils. Pure water always comes to the boil at the same temperature, and this boiling point was set to be 100 degrees Celsius.
Toffee is a mixture of sugar, golden syrup, butter and glucose. I place the basic ingredients in the pan and then slowly stirring and simmering, I will bring it to the correct temperature. Toffee goes to the highest temperature, this is about 140 degrees Celsius, whereas the fudge I generally bring to about 118 degrees Celsius. I generally use one of these, which is one of the latest digital thermometers. If the temperature was too low, the toffee would be far too soft, it wouldn't set, neither would the fudge. There again, if it was too high, the fudge could be far too hard and ultimately would burn, and the same would happen to the toffee. Chocolate burns a lot quicker than toffee or fudge. The ideal temperature for dipping chocolates is 30 degrees Celsius. It would be extremely difficult to make high quality chocolates, fudge and toffee without the use of the thermometer.
Welcome to Rhyme Watch Update. Earlier today we looked at the case of Goldilocks and the three bears, and thanks to viewers' calls we've located Goldilocks. She has promised to mend Baby Bear's chair. However, there still remains the mystery of the hot porridge and why the bears left the cottage in the first place. We have some interesting closed-circuit pictures of what went on inside the three bears' cottage just before Goldilocks arrived. Now here we see Father Bear putting the bowls of porridge on the table. Now interestingly, Mother Bear puts the spoons in each bowl. Notice Baby Bear has a wooden spoon, Mother Bear has a plastic spoon, but Father Bear has a metal spoon. Now that may be relevant, because watch what happens now. We see them have a short discussion and then leave the cottage. Why did they do that? I think if you listen carefully, you can just make out what Father Bear is saying.
Oh, that porridge is too hot.
Is it?
Yeah. Let's go for a walk till it cools down. Come on.
So that's why the bears went for a walk. But, and here's the big question, how did Father Bear know the porridge was too hot? If you think you know, do get in touch, or tell a teacher near you. And remember, most porridge is just right. But do check. Goodbye.
I'm going caving today. Before I go though, I'm going to make sure I dress up nice and warm. If I'm going to be wet and swimming, then I'll need to wear a wetsuit. But today, I've got my dry suit on. Now the dry suit's basically an inner layer which is like a big baby grow. It's made of insulating material, it's slightly padded, and it traps air tightly next to my body. And over the top of that, I've got to have this waterproof boiler suit. A wetsuit works on the same principle as the dry suit, but instead of trapping a thin layer of warm air, it's very tight, made of rubber, and it traps a thin layer of water. My body will lose heat, warm up the water, but then it stays around me, so it's a little hot water bottle for me.
Great Mysteries of Our Time, number 53. Now, everyone knows the story of Red Riding Hood and how she took the basket of food to Grandma. But what has remained a mystery is the ice cream. It was a hot sunny day, but the ice cream was cold when Red Riding Hood set off. And the ice cream was still cold when she got to Grandma's. A journey of almost half an hour. How was that possible? Well, Red Riding Hood takes up the story.
Well, I was walking through the forest on my way to Grandma's when suddenly this wolf appears and says,
So, on your way to Grandma's, are you? Well, that's a nice basket of goodies, but it won't be by the time you get there.
why not?
Because that ice cream will have melted in that open basket, and I can't stand melted ice cream.
Oh dear, well, what can I do?
Well, to keep that ice cream cold, what you need is one of these.
What is it?
It's a cool box.
Oh yes, it's very nice, but I wouldn't call it cool.
No, I mean it really is a cool box.
So you said, but I've seen cooler boxes.
Look, it'll keep your ice cream cold.
Will it?
Oh, yes. You see, in that open basket, the ice cream will melt, but in this special box, complete with lid and sides, it will stay cold. And in the winter, it's even better, because it keeps hot things hot.
Oh, cool. But could I borrow it?
Certainly, my dear.
But how will I get it back to you?
Oh, don't worry, my dear. I'm sure we'll meet again.
And then he was gone. So I set off for Grandma's again with the ice cream in the cool box. And you know, when I got there, it was still ice cold. Oh, Grandma, I've got some really cold ice cream for you. Oh, Grandma, what big eyes you've got.
And, of course, the rest of the story is history. But just exactly how did that ice cream stay cold and why? If you know, do get in touch or tell a teacher near you.
Our bodies produce heat, and our clothes provide insulation to help stop that heat escaping. Animals have insulation too. They have body fat, fur, or they huddle together to insulate each other and keep warm. We use insulation in our homes too, when we use oven gloves or when we insulate our roofs to stop heat from escaping. And we snuggle under a duvet to stop heat from escaping from our bodies.